Now to the union buildings, where my colleague Vuyo Mvogo, the political editor, is tracking developments there. We understand government ministers are supposed to be meeting today to review the existing measures. And there's also been reports, Vuyo, that the president is consulting business leaders. What can you tell us at this hour?
Indeed, then that meeting of Cabinet, in fact, what is called that central command structure that is coordinating all efforts to combat this disease, that meeting is scheduled for later today. For now, though, in the next few minutes, the President will be meeting all leaders of business. They have already arrived. The President has also arrived. That meeting scheduled to take place any minute from now. But before it actually takes place, we will be allowed in for a photo opportunity. We don't know just how long that meeting will last, but it could last something like 2 hours or probably even more, given what is at stake. The idea really is to keep business abreast of what government has had to do up until now, but also, I suppose, to talk about the future, what happens after today. If the situation gets worse, as everyone thinks will be the case, what then are the implications for business, for the economy, and indeed for everybody else? Dan?
Vuyo, is it likely that, as it happened on Thursday, when the President met the religious leaders, that photo opportunity might include some opening remarks, which we could bring live to our viewers or not, or we don't know?
We do hope that the President will indeed be able to say something, and after that meeting, we will also be able to speak to the business representatives who are attending this meeting. Remember, over the weekend, lots of people would have seen how people in countries that have been badly affected by this pandemic, Italy among them, have been telling the world, advising really all of us to not do what they did. In other words, where they were told right at the beginning, to try and stay away from work, from the streets, from pubs and stadiums and all those places, they didn't do that, and they regret not having done what they were asked to do. So that meeting that is supposed to take place any minute from now with business leaders will probably talk about the implications for the country's economy in the event we don't heed the calls that government has made. But not only that, in the event we don't take probably more drastic measures to make sure that we don't get into a situation that we won't be able to handle. Because remember, the people who are battling with this crisis at the moment and battling to cope have more advanced, hospitals and public health systems than we do. Ours is battling to cope when there is no crisis. Now, can you imagine if between 60 and 80% of the population fall sick, and many of those people will be really sick? Our public health system in particular won't be able to cope, and that's where a great majority of South Africans have to go if they fall sick. So drastic measures than what we have seen so far are not out of the picture at all, but whether indeed that's the direction we are going to take will be known hopefully in the next few hours. But there is no doubt in my mind that government will be saying something today about whether status quo remains or we are in for more drastic measures.
And among those drastic measures, we are very briefly, before I let you go, is the fact that there will be no lockdown, according to the Presidency, dismissing rumors that have been circulating around the country and on social media over the last 24 hours or so, and even warning people against spreading fake news regarding a lockdown.
Indeed, I mean, everyone, in fact, the World Health Organization has been leading in this, asking people to really stay away from spreading news that are not true or information that has not been verified by the authorities, because what that does is spread fear, a lot of it unrealistic, and as a result, people do things that they aren't supposed to be doing, like raiding the supermarkets, stocking up, but also talking about Armageddon. So all those things, people are really being implored to listen to what the health authorities who are in the know are advising us or telling us to do, which is why I am saying that there is no doubt in my mind a government will step forward today and give not only an update, but inform the nation about what is foremost in its mind, about what needs to happen next, so that South Africa can avoid getting into that situation that those who are more at the receiving end of this pandemic are at the moment. So no doubt in my mind that the government will step forward and say something today to the nation.
Thank you very much. ENCA's political editor, Vuyo Mvuka, at the Union Buildings ahead of that meeting between the President and some business leaders. We hope to bring it to you live if the President will be opening it with some remarks and allow the media to take that live. We'll keep you posted. Now.